back to another episode of Sunday Sessions, emphasis on the sesh. We are back stronger than ever.
Something like that.
It is my girl Stacey, and right before we decided to record this episode here this evening, it has been a task and a half to get to you. Don't get stoned and then try to do something.
It literally just kind of foreshadows like the topic that we're even going to talk about today, to be honest, because we are literally just two fucking potatoes here.
This episode this evening is going to be called Potato Days. So we were saying about how we wanted to make some more episodes come more chill, more fun. So everyone is wondering, Stacey, what is a potato day?
Oh, it could mean so many different things. Like I just like a traditional potato day is like just a day that like you're lazy and just like watching Netflix and chilling. But I also have like those potato days, like hangover potato days where like I like don't crawl out of bed for like a fucking like full day. Like, do you know what I mean when I say that like there's different levels of potato throughout your life? So
There are so many different types of potatoes. And I do get what you mean because there's a day that you plan to have a potato day. And that day would consist of, guys, what we're saying is you got your snacks, you got your weed. Maybe you finally got up that morning, you cleaned your room, you're feeling good about your space.
yes.
Zen. Zen is key to a potato day. You want full zen. If you got to move some shit around, you got to make that room look exactly the way you want to feel. Then you can decide on your potato days, the ones that you plan. There's potato days with friends, and then there's also solo potato days.
You think are going to be productive days that are potato days. Well, for me, anyways, that happens way too often.
Unexpected potato days are quite hard.
You and Nate like plan a lot of potato days. Like I think me and TJ at least do it a few nights a week where we're just like, we're gonna get cozy, we're gonna cook XYZ, and then we're just gonna like do nothing.
That is literally how I've been getting through the winter. So, obviously when I'm not working, I love to, my favorite thing is to go to the store, see what cheeses they got on discount that evening.
I miss that.
Yeah, get a little red pepper jelly, get some crackers up in this bitch. Just like really set yourself up for success. And I bet you do. So, Stacey, you need to tell everyone your potato day location has actually changed literally altogether.
Yeah, my potato day location is now fully across Canada. I still can't believe I drove across Canada. It feels surreal. I feel like I'm riding this high of just like living out of our like SUV for an entire 2 weeks. Yeah. So I moved to Northwest Territories. I realized I haven't said that now, have I? I am living in the Inuvialuit settlement region in a community called Inuvik, and I work as a resource biologist. So I actually moved across Canada for this job. Just up and sold all my shit one day and was just like, "Hey, everybody, I'm moving in a month."
Stacey gave the fucking deuces to the casino boys.
God, I have to think about what I say before I even like despise how much I like did not like that serving job. I worked at the casino in Nova Scotia and it was just not the best. And I have to say that was super glad to get a job in my field. You know what I mean, April? I feel like you've definitely had work experiences like that.
Oh, baby, you don't gotta tell me.
Yeah.
Those people despise potato days.
Yeah, no, literally.
So when you have your potato days, what is it consisting of now? Like how is driving across for you and the things and stuff that you saw while you were driving?
My life has changed so dramatically. I'm a lot more busy, I guess you could say, because I've worked a job from home for like the last year and a half, and I also like did the last 2 years of school like online. So I feel like getting back out there has like taken a lot of like I don't find myself like having a lot of downtime because I'm always so busy, and like moving across Canada was insane because we had like two cats in the car and it was just a really long adventure. But I do take it's important to get I don't want to get too off topic here. Like it's important to take potato days because I also feel like a potato day for me can be a mental health day too. Like do things that make you feel happy. You craft, right?
Oh, I totally and 110%.
I was going to say I don't have a lot of friends who craft, right? So like since I like came back from like or since we like moved here and coming down our drive across Canada, I have been doing a lot of like coloring. That's what I do. Why couldn't I think of the word for that? I color a lot. It's how I don't fucking lose my mind.
I'm just gonna color inside the lines here today. Next thing you know, that you're just gonna start
Next thing you know, there's a hole in my wall because I literally have just lost my mind. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But I think that doing things like that to help me unwind from the high I was on of traveling every day, new experiences, and new food, new province, new time zone, and all these different factors. Now that I actually have been really busy but have some downtime, I find that they're the kind of things I lean towards, and just like smoking weed and watching movies.
At least there's a lot of good shit coming out.
I was just going to say that. On a totally opposite note, I like. What's your favorite streaming platform, April? Mine got to be Netflix.
I feel like there's a lot of greatness on each one. However, I find the most used one that I keep going back to, I would say, is Netflix.
Same here. And I do like some other ones. Like I watch a lot of Crave. Do you have Crave too?
I do like Crave. I love the Jersey Shore on Crave, the family reunion. If you guys ain't watching it, you got to get on it. That shit is entertaining. I literally tried to go back and watch the other Jersey Shore stuff, and I was just like, the camera quality actually like it makes me seasick. Like I'm like, Jesus, like go back and look at it.
Oh my God. I actually rewatched it. I think it was 2 years ago, but I've been watching all the newer stuff like as it comes out and stuff like that. And I just want to say that Angelina still sucks. Like she's literally just there for the check. Did you see that she's on a new show? And it's like,
There's a yes. She's
oh, she's
actually in like
so-
the front of it. Like in the
yeah,
front of the yeah.
they all look like fucking airbrush too. Like fucking, we already talked about it in another episode. Don't care if you edit, don't care if you get surgery and stuff like that. But there's to a point when it's really extreme. And I find like all the advertisements, but like Angelina on it, she literally looks just like, I don't know. She just doesn't look the same. On an offering with Angelina. She actually sucks though. I wish they'd just like never let her back in because they're like Angelina's family and they go on for like 2 seasons about her fucking wedding and then she gets a divorce. And it's like, oh my God.
So you're saying Angelina is not invited to the potato days?
Oh no, I doubt she even has any, to be honest. Actually, no, everybody does. I won't be mean to Angelina anymore, even though I hate watching her on camera, man. I just can't do it. Do you know what's another good show on Crave? Seeing we're like talking about just like things we watch on our potato days. Lindsay Lohan's Beach House. Like, have you watched that? It's just one season, and it's Lindsay Lohan has like a day club and hotel in Mykonos, like in Greece, and she takes like 10 Americans to go be like cabana hostess bartenders at her resort, essentially, like at her like beach house day club. And like they get eliminated off every week. Like you have to watch it, April. I swear to God, like I binge watched it like so quick. It is so good. Reality TV, like it's really good and it's real. Like
And it's real.
you can just tell when some shit isn't scripted. Like obviously, like when they do those confessionals, that's like them watching the footage back again afterwards and having time to collect their thoughts. But like some of just like the serving interactions and just like Lindsay being like an absolute fucking savage, it's amusing.
I actually loved her in that new Christmas movie that came out.
Oh, why can't I think? And it was like a rom com, right? I watched this.
It was a rom-com. It was really good. I was quite impressed. I love Christmas movies and potato days. That shit is fucking that slaps. Nice cozy PJs. You got those Christmas lights. You got the
You agree
tree.
that it doesn't have to be Christmas? Well, like maybe with the tree, but like, do you find you watch like Christmas movies when it's not Christmas? Like, I watch them all throughout the year. I do. I love this movie. Not like just like typical Home Alone. It's Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I probably watch it like once a month. That's dark confession. My God, April.
Oh, you are killing me. The mania is giving me life.
But have you been watching anything good lately? Like you were talking about this actually when we were talking on the phone. I was like, April, please tell me something to watch. Like I've watched everything.
Me, Bling Empire, babe.
I know I haven't watched it yet.
On potato days, do you like solo potato days more or do you like group potato days more?
Depends on the vibe. It depends. Like I love like hungover potato days with my friends and stuff like that. But then sometimes I have times where like I just want to like be alone and just like zen out to myself. But mix of both. How about you?
I feel a mix of both. I feel like now that I'm like getting older, I get like peopled out like more easier. I just love being alone a lot now. But like if I'm going to have potato days, obviously I like be with the homies. And then there's days where you like want to be with your partner and just like chill and just like, you know what I mean? And like you said, get those snacks. But the best part about being alone and having a potato day, and everyone should probably cover their ears for this
I
portion.
don't know. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, no, I've never heard this before.
Uh,
We're talking about toys and masturbation, and we're talking about being comfortable with yourself when you're home, maybe with your partner too. Those are great days as well. Like there's a lot going on. You're just being lazy, you're just fucking around yourself. Others, like
Oh my gosh. Mom, if you're listening, this is the point where you click off. But 100% like totally agree with you. And I feel like that's just like a part of like having a healthy sex life too. Like if you're not like if you're having a lazy day and you're not at least masturbating or fucking, then like what are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like I find that on lazy days, if I am alone, I do masturbate. I'm not really ashamed to say it either. Like
no,
I
I
think
don't
if
think it's
anybody, yeah.
yeah, like why not? Like absolutely. Like I just think it's a part of like the self-healing, like just getting back, like grounded, out, doing what you want to do. Oh no, my computer battery is dying.
Oh no.
I had a little
Oh, that just the podcast is ending early. Zzz. This is April's cue.
God, why would this literally happen right now? Like, are you kidding me? Me comes up with an excuse to leave.
I like the topic we're going on about this because we also were talking about earlier pussy empowerment and like being empowered by your pussy. Remember I was saying to you like
Making
how I
that
was really
PQ.
yeah, like I was really embarrassed because I have an IUD. If anyone doesn't know what that is, you're probably a man. And it's to the and I have a lot of painful periods and I missed like an afternoon of work because of it. And I was really embarrassed. But I don't know why women should feel so embarrassed about it. And I feel like there's the same kind of like precedent behind masturbating. Like women feel ashamed, but guys literally are like, there's so many songs about like fucking jerking your dick. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I 110% agree. We're talking about being ashamed, just like it's weird. It's funny because it's like even though we're okay with talking about it, it's still weird to talk about it though,
I
right?
know it's like you have to have those uncomfortable conversations to realize that they shouldn't be that uncomfortable. Like, I have a vagina, and that's that.
I have a vagina and I'm not afraid to say so.
Oh my God, I remember seeing there was when Cardi B and Meg the Stallion first came out with WAP, it was like everyone was disgusted and people were saying how insane it was. And it was just like, but there's literally a song about like sucking on dicks and shit like that.
Why can't my pussy be wet?
Right? It's such a like cultural thing, kind of more than anything. Like it's not even just our culture, it's like many other cultures too.
Imagine if they actually showed their pussies. People would have lost their fucking mind.
Oh my God.
I
Hashtag
think they should redo it.
yeah, me too. Yeah, back to like the whole potato day. I
Megan Stallion's puss versus potato.
yeah, like literally, I'm literally here thinking with the WAP music video right now because I just have such a little pea brain. Just I hit like a little stupid dance move. Oh, April.
No, I think I love that. I'm gonna use it.
I don't know where to lead from here. I'm stoned.
Guys, I just want to go back to saying how hard it was to. We had full intentions to be really good with this episode. Like, it's actually so, I think it's more funnier how fucked this episode is just turning into where we are now versus where we started, Stacey. I think it's nothing but up.
Oh, literally, you texted me like so long ago. You texted me this afternoon. Well, this afternoon for me because I'm 3.5 hours behind you. But I was like, I'll definitely do the podcast. Like, was committing to it. We were getting times down. I was like, this is gonna go like really smoothly. And gosh, it just has been thinking about that, hasn't it? We first started it off by having a blaze before we did the podcast, and we should next time we should do it while we're like blaze and talk.
We should let people see like how literally how it starts versus where it gets to where it's going. Like we both are like, you sent a Zoom link, like I sent a Zoom link, like what? Like
I'm on my own call waiting for April. April's in another call waiting for me. I'm like, babe, where are you?
she's like, wait a second.
Literal potatoes. May not be having a full on potato day, but I actually feel like
A
it's
potato?
it's one of those type of stones, and you would have to like know what it's like to be stoned. Like if you don't smoke weed, I feel like you can never fully understand what it's like to turn into like absolutely nothing. Oh my gosh. I picked up this weed and the weed that I'm smoking now. I was like smoking like the end of a fucking dirty ass bag for like the last like month and a half. And I finally bought myself some weed when I went to Winnipeg. And it's like some sugar cookie stuff and it's new. And like every time I smoke it, I can't even describe how much I hate smoking shitty weed. Do you get that? Like,
Oh,
it's
absolutely. And you buy a lot of it and then you get to the end of it and like you get sick of smoking the same stuff like after a while. That's why I like joints. That's why I like picking up just like little packs of joints, smoking them because it's just like you get a little bit of something different. And like who made it? Who made the sugar free?
just from a dispensary, just like the
Oh,
government.
the whole government
I
weed.
know I don't have a plug yet, but or maybe I shouldn't say that. No, the plug at the government of Canada. But it's so expensive, right? Like I want to get a cheap like fucking bag, but then if you don't spend an extra bit of money, like if you're, let's be real, if you're getting $70 to $90 bag, it's like not the best weed. It's just not. And if you argue with me on that, then I just have expensive taste because I just would rather a bag that's like $200. I don't know. Like
So you and Cardi B, same puss level?
like in witness?
Maybe. But that's not what this episode is about, guys. Like
No.
that you're gonna have to look on the dark web to find out these answers.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Back to the whole potato day. We never really talked about like, so we were talking about masturbation, but let's flip it and talk about like spicing up your sex life.
Spicing up your sex life. Spicing up your sex life can actually be pretty fucking hard when connecting with yourself.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
just like you and like connecting to your body and thinking about what you need and what you want and like putting yourself into that setting. And then also like connecting with, say, if you're not just doing it with yourself, you are connecting with someone else. And sex to me is such a emotional thing. Like it's not even really about like a physical thing for me. Like I feel like emotionally, if you're in the right headspace, I think sex can be almost like 10 times better than like, do you know what I mean?
Totally understand what you mean. And it's like a good way to put it is like it's how you know when you really have a connection with them when the sex feels like that. Do you understand what I mean? Because
Mm.
meaningless sex is just, it's like why give that person your energy? Right? Like it doesn't feel as right. And I understand what you mean about like having to have that connection there. I think it's important to have, especially in a relationship.
Yeah, especially if it's going to be long term because like you have to like you got to constantly reinvent yourself. You need to constantly think differently. You need to constantly have different conversations about different things because like all of those things are going to affect like where you're to and what you're doing and how you're feeling and how you are sexually feeling too, right? Because like no one wants to do anything when you feel like a bag of dick holes. Like, are you kidding me?
Yes, and yes, and there's some days where I am a fucking potato and TJ may like try and I'm like, no, no, like get away, like I not right now, like I'm just doing me. But then other times it can be a good way to, reinventing it close. I remember when Snowmageddon happened, like I swear to God, I all I did was have sex inside. There's nothing to do, just be a potato and just live my best life.
Get that potato baked. You want to become a mashed potato, baby.
Oh my gosh, man. What a time to be alive, though. Were you living in St. John's then too, April?
I was living in St. John's. I was still living at Moss Heather. The snowmageddon, the pandemic, it was absolutely insane. I remember thinking I wasn't going to pass nursing because like school had just been like, fuck no. And I was like doing clinical and it turned into this whole thing. And I was like, please don't let me stay at Memorial University for one more year. I just simply can't take it.
No, and now especially with everything, with all of the strikes going on and like faculty being underpaid and Leanne Timmons just like not doing anything. I'm
People
glad.
just want to have more potato days, people, and not.
And in their office too. Did you see that? Like she had a whole office renovation that was super expensive. Like yeah,
Yeah.
Vienna, Vienna Timmons. I'm not a fan of her, no, and I am glad I'm not a student anymore, nonetheless.
Oh, I'm so glad that the students are like standing up and like fighting for what's right. And they were saying like, oh, we tried talking to her, but like she said she will only do meetings. So then they're like, okay, so we went and like we booked a meeting and now she won't even like schedule a meeting. So it's like I just can't respect lack of transparency when it comes to a potato being head of all the other potatoes. All those little potatoes are just
with
like living it
with
up and like
ill intentions too. Like she
with
doesn't want she like you think that like being the president and she's like one of like she's a good she has like a very like good name across Canada because she's like like a female dean or whatever, is like of the whole faculty, or she's the president. So I don't understand why she won't talk to these people. Like, why won't she go out and be honest with them? You know, the universities are almost like political systems too, right? Like, it's, why doesn't she just like acknowledge what's happening? Like, I feel like it's making people hate her more. No.
It is making people hate her more. I actually feel so bad for the students and like even like the price hike and stuff. Like the international students got fucking dicked over. Like if you guys are listening, we feel for you. Our show we get on like Most Wanted.
Oh my gosh. Like, and I think, and I always kind of, I never really realized about what the international student rates, because I like wouldn't be looking them up because I'm not an international student. And I heard from someone, or I seen on Facebook in one of the groups, like actually how expensive it is, like tens and thousands of dollars a semester almost, or something. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
like it's absolutely insane. I think it was like 14 to 21, and I could be wrong with those
Yeah.
numbers. That's just something I'm just like, I thought I saw.
Yeah.
Don't directly quote me on that, but like, yeah, like it's actually insane. Like people just want to transform their potato lives into upgrading to different potatoes. And
I know,
this,
and you
oh,
know, there's always the rebuttal argument with Memorial as well. It's like, well, it's the cheapest like university in Canada, but it's not anymore. I have to say, I think it's like it's on par with like Dalhousie and like some other, and I only know some of the Nova Scotia universities because I personally looked into it. So, like April kind of said, don't quote me really on this. It's just kind of things I've been seeing on social media and Googling myself. But if you're a student right now, know that you're definitely eager to graduate. I know
I,
I will.
I would be super eager. I'm glad that you guys will get a week to just have potato days. You know, this is a good little, like, as shit as it is to be off from school and, you know, maybe school was your saving grace and like maybe that is your potato day, like going and having a good study sesh, like getting a good coffee, like sitting down, like doing the damn thing and to kind of have that taken away from you. But like also to stand in solidarity with the teachers, like I also or the professors, like I 110% agree that like I'm sticking with the, you know, I agree like with being on the picket line, like 110%. But I just mean like taking the opportunity to take this week to like kind of put your feet back on the ground, maybe catch up on some work that you've been like behind on. Like I know like the semester's like just getting started, but you know how quick like life can get all fucked up. So make sure you take care of your little potato soul.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think self-care is so important. And I know that as like April said, just kind of echoing that despite it being shitty, because I know personally sometimes school was my distraction from when I find I was having too many potato days. And then I'd be like, okay, well, I have to get my shit together because I have to do school. And you know, having that taken away from you and wanting to be there with your professors, you know, lean out to your friends. There is resources out there, probably not great ones with Mona. I heard that the counseling center and all that kind of stuff is shut down there, but make sure you take care of yourself. And self-care days are important. April, we could have a whole podcast about that. Just like a self-care day is different than a potato day. It's like the full shower, skincare.
Oh, you fucking shave your armpits for the first time and God knows how many ages.
That's what it's like having a boyfriend, right? I haven't shaved my legs in like a month and I'm like, maybe I will.
Yeah, like maybe it's not good today. Like, but I miss you. I miss being around. I miss having like we were talking about like potato days with friends. We would have the best potato days.
We met, so we had a mutual friend, Kyle, and he came to Nova Scotia for the summer and he introduced me to April. And the very first night I met her, I slept at her house in her bed with her and we fell asleep eating chicken fingers and french fries. So yeah, instant connection, instant potatoes.
Potatoes for life at that point, you know what I'm saying? Don't give those potatoes away. They're rare potatoes.
Right. No, I totally agree. I remember like we were both chatting and we were just like, you know what? Like, I think we're actually going to be really good friends. And then she was like, I'm moving back to Newfoundland in like a week or two. Like, it's so shitty that I didn't know you were living here. I was like, yeah, I've been here for like over a year. And we didn't even know each other.
No, and then we left, came home, and then you left and went up north. And like, do you think what are you gonna do to like cultivate like your potato days, like to get to your and like self-care days? Do you think that you're gonna have you thought about doing more like self-reflection and journaling, talking about any goals or boundaries and stuff for this year and like what you're kind of like setting yourself up for?
Oh, definitely. I usually journal, but I'll be completely honest. I'm after getting out of it. Like since I moved and stuff like that, I don't journal near as much as I used to. But I find that do you just type shit in your notes after yourself? I do that all the time. Just
Do
like little
you?
yeah, just like little like things to just like reassurance and just like reminders. And then like I'll write like because I have agenda that I like religiously follow just because my work is really fast paced. And then I'll write little things like check your notes app, smiley face. And it's just like something. It makes you smile though. Like, I don't know. Maybe that sounds a little weird, but I also struggle with mental health problems and have depression and anxiety. So like anything to keep my head above water.
I think that's such a cute little idea. I never thought about that because I'm always like, oh, I should like journal about that, or like, and I don't have my journal on me and like kind of forget about it, or like think of like a thought and like want to
Yeah.
write it down, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then you kind of just like mosey on, and then if you forget to journal, so that's actually a good little tidbit. That's what everyone
Yeah.
should be trying to do.
Just little notes app, just reminders, things, I don't know. I always like put little brackets, like be kind to yourself and just patient. And I think that in regards to my goals and stuff like that, yeah, I have like a manifestation board that I don't have up yet, but I like read it out. Like I have like a list of goals and I'll read them out. The only one that I haven't really achieved on is losing weight, but I am going to start going to the gym. So I like each manifestation board I have, I'm like, I will lose 40 pounds. And it's like been a year, but that's another struggle in itself.
Have we talked about the affirmations, law of attraction, and all that stuff?
I think personally, but yeah, like I know like somewhat, like I wouldn't say I'm really into it or read a lot into it, but I do like the like if you I believe that if you like manifest it, if you believe it enough, you can manifest it essentially.
I 110% agree in that because people were saying like, oh, well, if it's like magnets, like the law of attraction don't work, but it's not like that. It's like you're giving off all the positive thoughts and positive energy, so you make yourself negatively charged, and then you should then attract positive things. Like I think it's cool that like thoughts have frequencies and stuff like that. And I was just talking about last episode and this episode, or putting your best foot forward and like just like manifesting stuff for yourself. So what I'm gonna keep doing, and like I think on potato days, self-care days, and like just random days and conversations like this, always getting back to center, like always refocusing, like using that time and that energy to come back to yourself. I feel like we talk about that a lot. I talk about that a lot in every episode, and like it seems like repetitive, but like I'm constantly having to remind myself to do it. So I want to keep constantly reminding people listening and whoever to keep, we're doing this together, like we're getting it, we're having a laugh, and that, like, all jokes aside, it's all but love.
No, I agree. I completely agree with you. And I think that it's important to take like time to just kind of step back and reflect and, manifest some things and think about your future because, life goes by so fast. And I know that sounds like a typical cliche. You probably think I'm like reading off Google right now, but it truly is like you blink and I know now like I'm turning 25 and I just feel like I was 17 a year ago. It's weird. And I always hear my parents, especially my mother say, like you blink and time just goes by. So yeah, you should definitely make sure, like April kind of said, to take some time for you. And whether you're a student or you're just having a rough time, or not even if you're having a rough time, I don't know where I'm going with that, but
Take the time to have potato days, get really stoned, don't get really stoned, do the damn thing, and have a laugh at this chaotic episode while you listen to it. Guys, this is us recording. You literally don't even know the half of it.
next time we have to we need structure. Me and April, like it's just like if it's just the two of us dilly dallying on FaceTime, April's there fucking around with the dog, I'm smoking weed, just for tangly holes. That's a really newfie one there. Tangly holes, yeah.
Living a potato life. Two tangly hoes living a potato life. But we're going to record more episodes and we're going to get organized, and you guys are going to love these episodes more, and we're going to love you more. I want to give a shout out that I'm fostering a dog right now. Side note, so dogs are good for potato days.
Oh, for
And
sure.
his name is George, and he is a little cutie pie. He came in with Rescue NL. There's a lot of dogs actually coming into Newfoundland right now, guys. And I had a dog for like 14 and a half years. He was like my best friend. You get out of the habit of like once you lose a dog, like maybe, some people jump right back into it. Some people wait a while. And like, I guess like I'm kind of in this headspace. Like I was like, you know what? I can't do it. I can't do it, And I was like, man, I've done it before. I can totally do it again. So ended up getting a puppy, and he's the cutest little thing. And yeah, he brings so much joy. So if you guys are thinking about getting a dog, this is your sign to go get that a dog, adopt them. There's lots of dogs coming in from all over, and yeah, they need loving little homes. And I think they would make your potato days and all your other days just fucking fabulous.
You should cameo George in your episode cover.
Yeah.
Like clickbait everybody, be like, I got a dog. And then you don't talk about it until the end.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with this hoe?
They would literally be listening to us talking about potato days and be like, so what about her dog?
You're like, so it took you a long time to get the episode started. Something about masturbation, something about connection, and then something about a dog. And the
And a
strike at Mon.
holy fuck, April.
It's a steady single road, like no uphill climbs for us, really.
I know. I love talking to you though. We definitely are going to try to record for you guys. I'm a hard person to get to commit, but now that I'm actually living somewhere more isolated and I have a bit more free time on my hands in the evenings because I'm doing sober feb, which may turn into longer or just cutting back in general. Hear me, yeah. I just find it
Doing the
makes me
damn
really
thing.
bloated too. Like not even that I feel like I have a drinking problem because I am able to manage myself. It's just, I just hate being hungover some days. I'm just like, you know what? Like I just need a break for a bit.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for tuning in. You guys should read up on that. This has been a wild ride, but of course, it's a potato day. You never know what's going to happen. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And you are tune in for another episode with my gal pal, Stacey.
Thank you for having me, April. It has been a pleasure. Bye, everybody. Love you all.
Bye.